Dry aging is a process that is generally reserved for beef. However, a few weeks back I heard about a piece of dry-aged veal that is being sold at the strip house in Manhattan that I knew I had to try. Debragga is one of the premier butchers serving some of the finest restaurants in the New York area. They have one of the most impressive dry aging rooms anywhere on earth. We're going to pay it a visit with Michael Vignola. We're going to find out what's going on with the veal, and most importantly, we're going to eat. All right, so this is where the veal gets dry aged.
This is the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Cesare.
Gentlemen, come on in.
Good
Nick.
to see you again.
All
Thanks
right,
for
man.
having us.
Great to see you, Chef. Let's go knock this out. Come on, guys.
Wow, that looks like veal,
It is veal, but it's
no
getting
veal
dark.
that I've ever seen.
Jeff wanted to be a little creative and do something a little different, so we're actually dry aging some veal
Because
racks.
veal does have a very bad reputation, right?
It does, yes.
And that's really from the dairy industry and from the cast-offs.
They produced a great product, but in terms of animal husbandry, what they're doing today, where they're loosely housed and they're not given hormones,
Right.
and they're allowed to be more natural in their own environment, is certainly, I think, a much better product. We're getting these calves from Ohio, the Ohio Valley, Pennsylvania, New York State, small family farms.
And that's really what you traffic in. I mean, you guys do small farms.
It's one of the things that Debragga believes in. You know,
And
we
that's
want to
actually
support
something-
agriculture.
That's something you want too, right?
Absolutely something I believe in. We want to know where it's coming from. We want to be able to trace it. We want to buy local product.
Nobody dry ages veal generally, right?
Generally, no. We have done it on and off. I've had some chefs in-house will pre-cut chops and hold them for several days. But to this extent, no, because it's costly.
So how did you come up with this idea?
Mark and I were actually talking about it, and a chef that I worked for years ago was a man named Laurent Manrique. And he said, oh, I used to do a great veal chop. And I said, what about dry aging veal? We started playing around with it. He did a test run of it, and it sold crazy good. It tasted amazing. What the dry aging did was really give the veal fat flavor.
We're at the strip house on 12th Street, the original OG strip house.
OG, baby. So this is our 30-day dry-aged veal rack. We're gonna butcher it down into individual chop. It's still a little looser, but it's firmer than what veal normally would
Because
be.
you've expelled a lot of that moisture.
Exactly, it's tightened up the meat.
Do you find that it cooks differently?
Yes, absolutely. We treat this more like a roast than you would a normal veal chop.
So I see you have the cap on this still.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I had all that fat on there.
Right, to protect the flavor.
flavor. I want to also eat the cap. This is my favorite part of the meat.
Just that little
This.
finger meat.
This right here.
Right.
Is so
So much flavor in
Oh.
it.
So once we have our chop, we let them dry out a little bit. Lighter seasoning of kosher salt, a little bit of cracked black pepper. Start them off with clarified butter on top of our broiler.
Okay, you have a flat top dust.
So our broiler has about an inch thick steel plate on it. Really retains the heat from the broiler, but doesn't give you that direct char.
It's a good looking piece of meat. I'm looking forward to it. Here is the piece de resistance, the dry aged veal, 30-day dry aged. It smells like a dry aged steak spiked with rosemary and thyme. It's really quite a intoxicating flavor. Wow, that is seriously aged. All of those flavors that hit you when you walk into the Debragga aging room, those are apparent on the palate. It's almost the first thing that gets you, but then you get that gentle, sweet veal flavor coming on. It's definitely not beef, but it's also not veal. It's sort of somewhere between the two. You do get hit with that funkiness initially, but it kind of serves to actually enhance the flavor of the veal itself. I'm gonna try the cap now, which should be redolent with the dry aging flavor because this is what actually sat out in the aging room. Oh yeah. Wow. It's interesting, the age on this, it's almost like chicken liver. It's got that kind of minerality to it. Well, I'm sold. This is a novel approach to veal, but quite frankly, there's no reason why we shouldn't be doing this more frequently because the same virtues that dry aging imbues to beef, it actually does to veal. What I suggest is you get your ass down to the strip house, try the dry aged veal, it will change your life. It will certainly change the veal's life.
Hey Nick, Come back, I got a surprise for you.
What could be more surprising than veal?
That's why it's a surprise.
Okay. I'll be right back. Thank you very much. I'm gonna eat this. I'll be right back. Okay, thank you so much. That is spectacular.